Hello and welcome to the maanknitwear YouTube channel and welcome to my April Knitting Diaries. This is the first check-in. This is week 1 and I started filming and then I realized how messy it is behind me, and this is already a little cleanup, a little bit. Like 10 seconds of putting things out of the way. I have a few things to update you on this week because I have finished my cognac sweater and I love it. I love it. I said I thought it was going to be a little short, but it's actually perfect. It blocked out, it doesn't curl up anymore, so right now it's a perfect length for high-waisted summer pants, and the sleeves also are a good length. So I'm super happy with it. It's like a lovely summer sweater, and I would highly recommend this pattern. I think it's such a great pattern. I had been thinking about making the petite knit cumulus blouse O-neck that kind of looks like this, and I have seen the lento, which uses not that much yarn, and this is a perfect alternative. I only used 750 meters in total, and I held 3 strands together, Holst Coast, 2 strands of that one, and then 1 strand of Knitting for Olive pure silk. So this is a third silk, a third cotton, and a third wool, and I am absolutely so happy with it. So would highly recommend. And I know that Atelier Casten, who is the designer, Marine, she is also right now writing up a pattern for, a cardigan version. So I think I am gonna try to test knit that one as well, because I like it so much. And what I love the most is it just fits really nicely around the neck and around the shoulders. So it has the continuous set-in sleeve method that I love, and yeah, it's just really beautiful. I would recommend this to anybody who likes this style. It just feels, you know, it's a little oversized, but it feels so dressed up. I can wear this to work. I don't usually wear that many of my sweaters to work because I always feel like they're looking a little like too oversized, too like casual, but this one definitely work appropriate. So I'm super happy with that one. There's some more things about this week that I can update you on. Right now it's beautiful weather outside, so I have just been sitting on my balcony right there, and I really want to get back, but it's Sunday and I said I was gonna film this, so yeah, the next one might be a little more relaxed, but I am knitting on my Aurelia pullover. I'm currently knitting on this sleeve and I've done a few rows, and I really need to do this one outside, like I've said, because the yarn is really smelly. But it's been working great, working on a balcony on this. Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to keep working on it. It just takes forever to finish. So yeah, I'm just happy to be knitting on that one. And then I just cast it on today. I have a productive day today. I cast it on the Lonely Leftovers vest. And this is designed by Wool and Beyond. And I am knitting this as part of my acrylic stash down videos. And I'm using all of these scraps that I have, or all of these lonely balls basically, of acrylic yarn, and I am knotting them together according to the Lerkebacher, the book Close Knit by Lerkebacher. She describes how to tie all these knots together. It's really no rocket science, it's really easy. You just tie knots and make sure that they are, like, you don't have too long of strands. And this time I'm also just leaving the edges of the knots So I have made something with the same method before, my balaclava, and there I did cut all the little knots, or the little ends of the knots, and for this one I want to leave them in because I feel like it adds texture, and I think that's really pretty. And I am holding one strand of an unraveled sweater from a long time ago that I've unraveled together with a friend. She helped me. I'm holding that one together with all of these different strands, and then I keep tying knots. So it's taking a little bit of time, but I really like it. And this is the top of the back. So yeah. And then one other thing that I have been working on, because I have finished all of the edges of my heartless top. So this is the heartless top, a test knit for Midsummer Knits, Emma. And I have finished all my edges. So I've done, I've done the double knit edging of the sleeves. Always have to figure out a little bit how tight to do it, like what gauge you're knitting them at. So it's always a little bit of like trial and error while you do the first few rows. It took a long time, but I just took it easy, it wasn't too hard on myself. And then I also made the I-cord around the heart. So this is a heart cutout, so you'll be able to see my upper chest through here. Nothing scandalous because it's way up here. This is like higher than a v-neck would go, basically, because it sits all the way over here. A v-neck would go maybe through here or something. And I had to do an I-cord and hold it together with galvanized steel. And I have talked about that in my previous podcast, and then I had a really helpful comment. So thank you for the person who left that comment. And then I found galvanized steel on bol.com, which is a Dutch Amazon, basically. And I found the right type. So I ordered that and then put it in yesterday. And then I'm just knitting on the body, because right now where I was when I was like around here when I did all the finishings and stuff, and then I tried it on and it was like literally here. So it still has to go way over my boobs. It is a really little bit tight, and I hope it will block out a little bit more, but I do like that it is really tight. Because there's one thing I really don't like, and that's tops that are too loose. Because I don't know, I just really don't like that. So that's my update for this week. I've been selected to test knit the cognac cardigan. So that would be the cognac cardigan, the cardigan version of the cognac sweater that I'm wearing right now. Today I'm wearing it with my see-through turtleneck underneath. I like it. Yeah, so I'm gonna do some swatching for that. And I have this yarn combination in mind that I think I'll be using. So I should swatch with that. I would have to wind the skein though, and my yarn winder, my Swift, is really bad. So I'm not really looking forward to doing that. But I need to wind the yarn before I can knit on it. So I'm going to be doing that, and then I can swatch. I have some brushed alpaca silk from Drops and some hand-dyed skeins of yarn. I thought I would put on my slip over, which is actually my Dartmoor sweater. This one has been really on the back burner. The weather has been heating up a lot, so it feels really weird to be working on such a thick sweater. I did weigh all of my yarn because I thought I was gonna run out, that I didn't have enough for my sleeves, but I do. I have caked everything up, so my cone is empty right now, and this is about 324 grams. That would be more than enough. I think there was 850 grams in the whole cone, so yeah, I'll have enough for sure. But I am using 5mm needles on these, and the test knit that I'm gonna do for the cognac cardigan for Marine of Atelier Castan asked for, well, 6mm needles, but I have been swatching. Oh yeah, I love the orange. The orange is so good. So I have been swatching, and I have just cast it off, and I can't find my needle, but I need to use the 5mm needle to get gauge. I also had to go down for my cognac sweater to a 5.5mm needle, but now this is like perfectly on gauge, 16 stitches. And she uses a 6mm needle, but for some reason I'm just knitting really a lot looser than she does. And I did do a few swatches. So this was the first one I did. I used my brushed alpaca silk by Drops in like, I think it's called light gray green or something, but it's blue. But then here it really looks very dull, like very gray. This looks a lot more blue, but like knitted up together with the other. This is the Yarn Bee Authentic hand dyed in the colorway Elysian Dusk from Hobby Lobby. And these two together make this. And it looks cute, but it's a little too toned down for me. But I'm still debating what I want to do because, yeah, I don't know. So this is an option. Then another option is using this together with my We Are Knitters, the Bling Bling yarn, which is basically just a fingering strand. So yeah, the cognac cardigan is knitted with a fingering weight together with a fluffy strand, and this is a fluffy fingering together with another fluff, and that creates this type of fabric. And see how much bluer this is than this. So I like how blue this is, but then I also had these two, which are both from Camarose. This is the Yaku, and I have sorry, I'm not like normally podcasting now, but everything is just lying around me. So this is the Yaku, this one is the Yaku in the colorway Lis Coral, which is light coral, I think. And then the other one is the Midna Sol in the colorway Lis Pink, so light pink. And together they create this. And this makes me very excited. And the funny thing is, in my head, I'm like, yeah, but I should keep this, because then maybe I can make a slip over out of it, because when I bought it, I thought of making a slip over. But really, that's not the mindset I should be in. If I'm excited about something, I don't know if you guys have watched Marie Kondo, the organizing, she's Japanese, and she had this organizing series on on Netflix. And she, every time she says when someone is doubting whether or not something to like keep something or throw something away, she says, does it spark joy? So if I look at these three and I think, does it spark joy? Does it spark joy? This one definitely sparks joy. So why would I wait and say save this for another knit if I am excited about it right now, and I can knit something with this. And I do have a little bit more yarn of these two than of the fluffy, this one, of the Drops brushed alpaca. So I think this would make me not have to do any yarn chicken, or maybe just a little bit, but less than with the other one. So I think that is what it's going to be, and that would be really pretty. But the thing is, I'm going to be using the same needles as my Dartmoor sweater, so I think the Dartmoor sweater is gonna like be put away for a little bit. I'm not going to be wearing it anyway with this warm weather right now, and that's okay. So that is something that it has been on my mind this week. And then I did cast off 2 things. This morning and yesterday evening, I have 2 hats. So here is my super electric blue Musselburgh hat. So I had been knitting on the tube for a long time, and then so it is a tube. I'm not gonna take it out, but it's like, it starts here, you knit down, you keep knitting, keep knitting, keep knitting, and then you decrease again. Yeah, it's the Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. And I had made this one for my dad, and I love this color so much. And I wish I had bought more of this yarn. It is the Malabrigo Arroyo in the colorway Matisse Blue. And I have another hat in the Malabrigo Arroyo in a different colorway, and it's been holding up really well. So my dad asked for a hat. I have never knit him anything, and he rarely asks for anything. So yeah, then I decided to make this, and this is his favorite color, and it's very hip right now. So I told him that, and he is very hip. So yeah, that's the Musselburgh hat, and I am going to be gifting that for his birthday, which is in June, because right now he doesn't need it, and he won't need it over the summer, but then I have a gift for him. And then I also finished this hat, and I have made this using the leftover yarn that I had from my mom's cardigan that I made her 2 years ago. And yeah, I had it left over, and I started a hat, just a top-down hat, using the same principle as the Musselburgh hat. The only thing is the gauge doesn't go with the Musselburgh hat, so it's too big of a gauge, like too few stitches, because I used 6mm needles, and I think I had 64 stitches around. So if you want to make a hat for 6mm needles, that is an amount you can go for. I did calculate it based off of the Musselburgh hat pattern, but I did my own calculations, and then it's not a Musselburgh hat because I knit stockinette until here, and then I did some ribbing in 5.5mm needles. And then when I ran out of yarn, I did a Italian bind off, so the sewn bind off. And you can see the purl bumps here, and the reason that happened is because I thought I had more yarn left over to do a lot more ribbing, but then when I just put it on and the purl bumps are showing, I kind of like it. So I can also like put it down a little more, and then you can't see the purl bumps, but I like this look more. I think it looks pretty cute. So this will be a gift for my mom for her birthday, which is in July, so also very early for that, but that's okay. Then I have my gift knits ready for my parents. So 2 hats casted off. Feels good to have something off of the needles and to have something for this yarn. Oh yeah, I didn't say what yarn it is. It is the We Are Knitters Petite Wool, held together with Drops Kid Silk in the colorway Ochre or something. I had actually not made a Ravelry project page. I will, to put down how many stitches I used and everything. So those are 2 hats that are casted off. I got some extra mohair. So I got this hot pink. and I thought I would try out a new yarn that I've never tried in these two colors. And I thought this would be a nice addition to the rest of the mohair that I have left over for my blouse number 1 light that I want to make with 1 strand of mohair and striping it. And then I also bought a bunch of cotton yarn, Drops Paris, for my sole top that I am going to be making at some point. But I have a lot going on right now anyway. And, oh, before I forget, here is my test knit for the heartless top. I have just finished my second ball of yarn. I still need to make a bunch of length on this because it doesn't reach far enough yet. Yeah, I'm gonna be knitting on that a little more. I have another whole ball of this yarn. A few things I want to show you. I just casted on my cognac cardigan, and I actually made a mistake on the train because I made the cognac sweater in the size 5 and I am testing the cognac cardigan in a size 4, but then I read one part for the size 4 and then the next one in a part 5. If you hear anything, it is storming outside right now. It's 6:45. I just got home from work. I am glad I didn't bike in this rainstorm. Okay, that was lucky. So yeah, I ripped back, and then also my train had a huge delay and there were all these policemen in there, so I don't know what happened, but I got home and I'm happy I got home. So yeah, I just cast it on. I actually finished all the German short rows, but then I realized I made that mistake when I got to the end, but that's okay. I did realize that my German short rows aren't turning out super pretty. And the weird thing is, I think it is because I am overcompensating, because I think the first few times when I did German short rows, nothing was wrong. So I think I don't need to tug too much. But if you have any recommendations, because I tried to look up a YouTube video that said like how to make the perfect German short rows, and all I get is just regular tutorials, and I know how to do it. I just don't know what trick to have to not have like bigger stitches or too small, like what tension should I have. And now I am trying to just, when you make the double stitch, so you pull it over to keep it like pulled over and not pull it back down too much. So just to pull it over, if that makes sense. But if you have any tips, let me know. So that is that plan, or that thing that I'm working on. And then the other one is I have done the I-cord for the back. So it will be like this for my Lonely Leftovers vest. And this one will get its own video. So, well, and now it's sunny outside again. I don't know what's going on today. Yeah, so that's nice. It's starting to look a lot more neat. And I think it looks nice and scrappy. And then one other thing, I am wearing my boyfriend's Guernsey Genser, and I have made this in the Drops Nepal, which is pilling so much. I even thought I didn't want to I didn't want to wear it because I felt bad for wearing it, because then I add to the pilling. But I wanted to put on a nice warm sweater. And then I thought I should finish my Dartmoor sweater, because then I have one of these for myself. So yeah, that would be a reason to quickly knit it. Oh, and I can finish it because I have, like, once my gauge swatch, too excited, gauge swatch blocked and dried, it shrunk again. So I am knitting that one on the 5.5mm needle and not on a 5. So it's all good. Perfect. But so I think I am gonna continue on my Dartmoor sweater so I can have one of these for myself. with this kind of fit because I love it. It's so nice and cozy. I might make one of these for myself. I don't know. Yeah. I'm wearing my Eva cardigan, my best friend. And I have some things to show you because I finished some things. Well, one thing. I have finished my heartless top. So it has blocked, and by the drape you can see that there is in fact bamboo in here. Look what a nice drape that has. I had already finished all the finishings. So here's the I-cord and the 1x1 double knit along the edges. And then at the bottom it's a folded hem. So there's a lot of different types of finishings in here. And I really like it. It has blocked to the exact measurements without me even trying. So I just laid it down. And it's exactly 94 centimeters bust circumference. My bust circumference is larger than that, but it has negative ease. And I do think I did the size recommended. So it does recommend a lot of negative ease. I'll put in a picture of me wearing it because I took a picture. This was a test knit for Midsummer Knits, Emma Jager. And the pattern is going to be out on the 1st of May. So if you're watching this, it's probably out. But anyway, there is my heartless top. It was a very quick knit. I have knitted it in Navita woolly wood, and I'll get the ball now. So this is what I have left, this much. This was my gauge swatch, and I have knitted it on 3.25 millimeter needles. I think the recommended needle was 3.75, but I got perfect gauge on that, so I'm really happy with that. And here's the yarn label, and what I really appreciate is that they put this is also a ruler. So how great is that? You always have a ruler on hand if you buy Navita yarns. So yeah, it was the woolly wood, which is 70% tencel and 30%, was it just wool or yeah, merino. So super nice knit. I think it would be perfect to wear in the summer as a summer top. So that is the heartless top. Then I want to show you my Aurelia pullover, because I have finished both sleeves and I'm really happy with that. I also put it in a washing machine in the hopes of that the smell would come out, but it's still pretty smelly. But I do think the parts that have been washed twice now, which is like the main body and most of the sleeves, smell pretty good now, but the ends smells pretty bad still, but maybe I'm getting used to the smell now. I don't know. So now it's just a matter of knitting the body, which there's still a lot of body to be knitted. And I'm gonna omit the bobbles because I don't really like them. So from now on, I'm just gonna stop doing them. And it might look weird that I have bobbles until here and then no bobbles, but that's okay with me. I don't think anyone who's not a knitter will notice that the bobbles suddenly stop. And it is kind of makes sense kind of with this, like the placement, that it would stop here rather than like here. I don't know. I think it makes sense. Yeah. So that is my Aurelia pullover, which was a test knit that I did for Sari Nordland. I did finish the requirements of the test, but I didn't finish the whole sweater, and now I am forcing myself to keep up with that. And the colorway is just really beautiful. And also, how amazing is this sweater? It's going to be such a staple forever. And the yarn is so, like, you know it's going to last for a really long time. So that's really great. Even though it's a little smelly now, the smell will come out at some point. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't know what I mean. Maybe I don't even know what I mean. So that is the Aradia pullover. I also have my Dartmoor sweater, which is made with the same yarn. And I also washed this. And then with washing, the color got a little more dull. So that's a little sad. But this sweater smells really good now. And it's that sweater with the beautiful I-cord detail on the back. So yeah, I haven't started on knitting these sleeves. It's just lying around here. I should like start working on this again. But there's so many whips all the time, so it's okay. I'm gonna put it back on the couch. Then there's this. So that's a whip. And then the final whip I want to show you is my cognac cardigan, which is a new test knit that I'm doing for Atelier Casta, for Marine. And I have split for the sleeves. So here the cardigan has like a rounded neck. And I have split for the sleeves. And I've knitted this much. And it's working up so quickly because it's on 5.5mm needles. The pattern is on 6, but I had to go down a needle size. And I'm making this with Camarose, Midnight Soul in light pink, and Yaku, which is a superwash yarn in light coral, I think. So together, it's mostly this color, but there's like a beautiful, you can see like different colors in there. It has a hard time being picked up by the camera. But there you go. So that's my update for now. I'll put in some clips of me knitting throughout the week. And right now I'm feeling a little bit sick. But I'm gonna try to go work out to see if it resolves in that way. So maybe that's, if you're thinking, what is she doing? It's because of that. I hope in the next clip I'll be a little more present. But you guys seem to appreciate whatever I put out, so I'm happy with that. Thank you for having me, even though I'm like rambling. Update time. It is currently the 1st of May and it is beautiful weather outside. I just sat in the sun, so if you think I look sunburned, it's probably true. I was planning on splitting this video up, but I have decided to make it one big video about April, so I hope you enjoy. The reason I am doing one big video is I was sick. I was planning on editing it and then I got sick. So it's just going to be one big video of April, so I hope you like. And I have a big update, and that is my cognac cardigan. So my cognac cardigan is finished, weaved in all the ends, and I blocked it, and it is so gorgeous. It is so cute, and I'll put in a picture of the actual color because I feel like it's gonna blow out. Although it's doing pretty well right now. It's really, really vibrant. So it's like super, super bright orangey. Yeah, bright orange, reddish pink. There, that's the color. Yeah, and I love it. I haven't been wearing it because it's been super warm. And yeah, I've knitted this in a strand of Camarose Yaku in light coral and Midnight Soul, Camarose Midnight Soul, which is their mohair alternative, in the color light pink. And the light pink is the like pop of like orange. So yeah, don't trust those names. And I managed to get the whole cardigan out of 4 of each of those balls. So that's around 800 meters, a little less. And I did the size 4. So yeah, that was awesome. And I loved this knit. It works up so quickly. And we have this amazing tester group with a few other podcasters in there as well. So Jenny from Future Fiber, the Knitting Page, and String Things by Mel. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. They're test knitting it as well. So yeah, and I watched Future Fiber's Jenny's podcast, and she also said like everybody's speeding through it. It's truly such a quick knit, and I have just been working only on this thing basically the last 2 weeks since I last checked in, and then I ended up finishing it last weekend, and it is Wednesday now. So yeah, I actually on last Saturday on the 27th of April, we have King's Day in the Netherlands, and our national color is orange. So at some point I was like, oh, maybe I can finish it before then and then wear it. And then I finally have something orange that I like, that I can wear, because I can't look at bright orange without thinking of King's Day. But I really like this color, so I thought it would be perfect, but then I was like on the final sleeve that day. So that was okay. It blocked out really prettily, and yeah, there's a double knit button band. I went for the I-cord finishings, so an I-cord around the neck, around the sleeves, and around the bottom. And there's also just a regular rib option, and I think the construction is really smart. I think it's a really good pattern. The pattern is by Marine from Atelier Castin. So yeah. And what was super perfect is I had all these buttons that I was debating between. And then on the King's Day market that I went to, I found these. And they're a perfect match. So especially if I hold it like you have the actual color. Yeah, it's perfect. So I love that. Double knit button band. I feel like one side I did tighter than the other. Yeah, so one of the plackets is tighter than the other one, but it blocked out beautifully. So yeah, and this was the first time I did a double knit button band and did the buttonholes, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. I thought it was going to be really annoying to switch yarns all the time, like cut and then reattach, but it was only annoying to weave them in the ends. And I do really like the way it looks. So yeah, that's my cognac cardigan. A really quick, a really quick little talking about it. I really like the loose gauge. So it's knitted on 6mm needles, but I am doing 5.5, and then with a fingering and a mohair. So that is lovely. So that is one update. Then another update, after finishing that one, I thought, okay, I feel really good about being on Sleeve Island, because I was definitely on Sleeve Island on that one for a little bit. And then after finishing the sleeves, I had them on a decent length, and then I still had some yarn left over, and I was really bummed out I didn't have more for the body. Like I didn't do more on the body because I could have gotten a little more length out of it. So that was a little bit of a shame. But it's so hard to like really guess really well. And I think I only had like 7 grams left of one of the 2 yarns. So yeah, doesn't matter. But anyway, then I started my sleeve on my Dartmoor sweater. So this is definitely a little too hot right now to work on. But I did start the sleeve, and it looks like it's a little big, but I am very convinced that the fabric, when I blocked it, so I blocked the whole body, I'm very convinced that the fabric kind of shrunk when I washed it in the washing machine. So yeah, and you can definitely see a difference between this and this. So this is the blocked fabric and this is the new fabric. And I feel like the color gets a little duller, like more dull, when you wash it, because all the oils come out. And I really like the way that the yarn looks here, and here it's a little more muted, if that makes sense. So it's a little more shiny here. But that's just the way it is, because I'm not going to keep the oils in. And you can definitely see the stitch definition here really well. And then here everything is like bloomed and like, it's really like a thick fabric, but it's so soft. And that's like amazing, I think, with those cones of yarn, that after you wash them, they get so soft. And I feel like this is just going to be like a workhorse sweater that I can take like through my entire life with me. I think that's funny that sometimes you can really tell the difference between different things that you knit, that some things you know they're gonna like come with you in the long run, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's the nice back. And yeah, so that is my little update on the Dartmoor sweater. I've been knitting on the sleeves. I'm doing a little quicker decrease rate because I want to get down to a smaller amount of stitches on the yoke, no, the cuff, because I don't like it when it's too big around here. So I think I want to go down to one of the smaller sizes cuff circumference. So I'm doing a quicker decrease rate. I'm doing every 7 rounds, and everything is in my Ravelry project pages. So that is the Dartmoor sweater update. And then there's one more update, and that is that I made an entire sock. I started this 2 days ago, and I said, I was sick, so I felt like, okay, I should just knit. And I did a lot of knitting. I have made one bear paw sock, and it looks so funny right now. Yeah, I am making this one for a friend of mine. I had made her a bear paw sock by Andrea Maury before, but then before gifting it to her, I realized it was going to be too small for her because she has long feet. I think she's a EU 40 or 41. I think 41. So I have to make them a little longer than I would for myself. And I am using 2 strands held together. This is Durable Socks Tweed in some colorway. It's in the Ravelry project page. I put everything down already. And then this is a hobby sock yarn in cream. And I'm holding them 2 together throughout. And the pattern actually says to switch to like a stripe around here, and then have the fleagle heel in a certain color as well, and then have another stripe at the top. But I have decided to just make the whole sock plain because I think she'll like that a little more. And this is very, very neutral for me, even though there's all these little specks of primary colors in there, which is really pretty. I think this is going to be right up her alley. And it's really funny, when I first started knitting socks, she said to me, why would you knit socks? Because nobody can see them. So I think it's extra funny to gift her a pair of socks. Yeah, so I just started the second one. It's a toe up pattern with a fleagle heel, which I love. And I want to do that on a non-DK sock as well someday. I'm using 3.25 ChiaoGoo circular needles, by the way. So I'm doing it magic loop. That's how I like to knit my socks. I actually like to knit them 2 at a time, like I do in my sock videos most of the time. But if I have 2 yarns held together, that's really, really one big mess. So I'm not doing that. So yeah, I casted on the second one immediately. Oh yeah, and yarn management wise, I knitted the first one down to half of the yarn that I have for this one, because I have a second ball of this one, but I only have one of these. So I'm making sure to almost use up the entirety of the Tweedy yarn. So that will be really fun. Now back to my previous outro. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe or click the notification bell if you haven't done so already, because then you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. And yeah, please like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you don't have to like it. And I have a video here for you that the algorithm thinks that you want to watch as well. So you can watch that one. All right, see you next time. Bye.